This is the delightful head of the Clampett family, Granny from the Beverly Hillbillies, Irene Ryan. Ever find yourself chuckling at the notion of a hillbilly family suddenly submerged in Beverly Hills luxury? Well, that's the delightful paradox that the Beverly Hillbillies offered its audience. Mr. Brewster throwed his arms around me and helped me in his strong embrace. Premiering on CBS in 1962, this groundbreaking sitcom was more than just comedic misadventures. It was a lens into societal contrasts, making us question our assumptions about simplicity versus luxury. For many, this show wasn't just evening entertainment. It was a nostalgic trip, a whirlwind of laughter and subtle lessons on life's simplicities. But who were the faces behind this magic and what became of them? Let's dive in, setting the stage, the Beverly Hillbillies in a nutshell. It was the autumn of 1962 when America's television screens lit up with a new kind of comedy, a show that would challenge our notions of rich and poor, city and country, sophistication and simplicity. The Beverly Hillbillies, as its name suggests, cleverly juxtaposed two worlds that rarely, if ever, met in the corridors of popular entertainment. The show's captivating premise revolved around the Clampett family. These weren't your typical protagonists. They were simple country folks, living a tranquil life in their mountain cabin. Their existence was hardly noteworthy until, quite unexpectedly, they stumbled upon black gold, oil. As the story goes, the government found this rich deposit of oil in their backyard, suddenly making the Clampetts inconceivably wealthy. This unforeseen fortune led to their displacement and subsequent relocation to an opulent mansion in none other than Beverly Hills, California. Imagine, if you will, the hilarity that ensues when a family, more at home chasing critters and whittling wood, is thrown into the epicenter of America's high society. The Clampetts' transition to their new surroundings was a far cry from smooth, and their naive interactions with their chic neighbors became a consistent source of comedy. There were lavish parties where Granny, ever the traditionalist, would mistake the pool for a cement pond, or Jethro would endeavor to find a schooling place to get some book learning. The laughs were endless, but so were the messages hidden beneath the surface. At its core, the Beverly Hillbillies wasn't just about a country family navigating their newfound wealth. It was about the myriad of misunderstandings and misadventures they faced while trying to fit into a society that often looked down upon them. While the Clampetts were initially viewed as uncouth and out of place by their posh neighbors, their genuine nature, unyielding family values, and unwavering moral compass gradually won many over. In their own unintentional way, they began teaching Beverly Hills a thing or two about the importance of kindness, honesty, and the joys of a simpler life. This theme of not underestimating individuals based on their background, education, or apparent sophistication resonated deeply with the viewers. The show managed to craft episodes that not only evoked laughter, but also reflected a society often caught in its superficial judgments. Jed Clampett, the family's patriarch, despite his lack of urban savvy, often turned out to be the wisest of them all, his insights cutting through the pretenses of Beverly Hills elites. Another refreshing layer to the show was its ability to portray the Clampetts without making them the butt of all jokes. Sure, they had their quirks, but the humor never felt derogatory. Instead, it was a celebration of their uniqueness, their unwavering identity, and their ability to remain unfazed by the glitz and glamour that now surrounded them. The influence the Beverly Hillbillies had on its audience was undeniable. In an era where many sitcoms were grounded in urban settings with city-centric issues, this show was a breath of fresh mountain air. The show reminded viewers of the values that are often forgotten in the race to get ahead: the beauty of simplicity, the strength of family bonds, and the wisdom that often comes from unexpected places. While its primary objective was entertainment, the subtle lessons it imparted were a beautiful bonus. As the Clampetts grappled with their Beverly Hills life, viewers were reminded of the importance of staying true to oneself, regardless of the surroundings or societal pressures. The show underscored the idea that wealth doesn't necessarily bring wisdom, and sophistication doesn't guarantee superiority. Over its 9-season run, these messages, wrapped in humor, became central to the show's charm. By the time the Beverly Hillbillies concluded its run in 1971, it had left an indelible mark on American television history. It wasn't just a sitcom. It was a commentary, a reflection, and most importantly, a celebration of the diversity of the human spirit. The Clampetts, in all their hillbilly glory, had become the heartbeats of many households, teaching America to appreciate the charm in every clash of cultures. Irene Ryan, the fiery granny, and her legacy. When we think of the Clampetts of the Beverly Hillbillies, each character brings a distinct flavor to the ensemble. And amidst this unforgettable cast stood a petite yet indomitable figure, Granny. Portrayed by the talented Irene Ryan, Granny was more than just the matriarch of the family. She was its feisty soul. Irene Ryan was not a newcomer when she landed the role of Daisy Mae Granny Moses. Her career had an auspicious start long before the Hillbillies descended upon Beverly Hills. At the tender age of 11, she tasted her first victory, winning a singing contest. This win wasn't just a momentary achievement for young Irene. It was a beacon that illuminated her path into the world of entertainment. The vaudeville stages of the early 20th century were rife with talent and competition. Breaking through required more than just skill. It demanded passion, persistence, and a touch of serendipity. For Irene, her entry into vaudeville was through a double-act performance alongside her husband. The pair dazzled audiences, laying the foundation for what would become a long and illustrious career. However, the allure of the silver screen is hard to resist, and soon Irene found herself exploring roles in films and television. While she graced many projects with her talent, it was the Beverly Hillbillies that would immortalize her in the annals of television history. As Granny, Irene gave us a character who was fiercely protective of her kin, stubborn in her beliefs, and unapologetically herself. Whether she was concocting her famous rheumatism medicine or chasing city folks with her trusty shotgun, Granny was a force to reckon with. But beneath that tough exterior was a heart of gold, always ready to mend rifts and offer sagely advice. Irene's portrayal was so compelling that she earned 2 Emmy nominations for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Comedy Series. But portraying Granny was just one chapter in Irene's diverse career. She was also a celebrated figure in Broadway and vaudeville, demonstrating her versatility across different mediums. Beyond the stage and screen, radio was another arena where she shone brightly. With her unique voice and impeccable comedic timing, she carved a space for herself in a domain dominated by male voices. However, like many artists, Irene's life wasn't devoid of vice. Off the set, she was known for her smoking habit, a detail often remarked upon by her peers. Max Baer Jr., who played the lovable Jethro Bodine, once commented on her penchant for cigarettes, recalling how she smoked like a chimney. As often happens, these personal habits, seemingly innocuous in their time, cast long shadows over an individual's health. In 1973, during a stage performance of Pippin, tragedy struck. Irene suffered a stroke, a heartbreaking moment for a woman whose life was dedicated to the arts. The hospital diagnosis further deepened the concern, revealing a malignant brain tumor. On April 26th of that year, the world bid adieu to the fiery Granny, with Irene Ryan passing away at 70. Today, when we revisit episodes of the Beverly Hillbillies, Granny stands out as a beacon of strength, wisdom, and hilarity. But beyond the confines of the show, Irene Ryan's journey serves as a reminder of the passion and tenacity that defines true artists. From the vaudeville stages to the television sets, she danced to the rhythms of her heart, leaving behind footprints that continue to inspire. Irene's demise was a blow to the entertainment industry, but her legacy as Granny and her vast body of work ensure that she will always remain alive in our memories. A spirited hillbilly in Beverly Hills, a trailblazing woman in Hollywood, Irene Ryan's story is a blend of talent, resilience, and an indomitable spirit that will continue to resonate for generations to come. Buddy Ebsen, the reluctant patriarch. In the realm of classic television, few characters possess the same heartwarming simplicity and deep-seated wisdom as Jed Clampett. The lanky, affable patriarch of the Clampett family stands tall, not just due to his imposing stature, but because of the genuineness Buddy Ebsen infused into the role. However, the journey of Ebsen stepping into Jed's worn-out shoes is dotted with serendipity and unexpected twists. The tale of how Buddy Ebsen almost missed the iconic role seems almost fictional in itself. Initially, the part of Jed Clampett was not meant for him. He was, in fact, not the first choice. There were a few well-known names floating in the mix, but a string of coincidences and a tinge of destiny led the producers to reconsider their choices. When the role was finally offered to Ebsen, he wasn't immediately sold on the concept. But like any seasoned actor, Buddy recognized the potential in Paul Henning's creation and decided to breathe life into the compassionate, yet sometimes bewildered character of Jed Clampett. From the outset, Buddy's dedication to making Jed authentic was evident. He wanted the audience to see Jed not just as a hillbilly who struck it rich, but as a loving father, a wise elder, and a kind-hearted soul navigating a world so different from his own. Ebsen dived deep into his reservoir of life experiences, often pulling from his own upbringing during the Great Depression to lend authenticity to Jed's character. His interpretation of Jed was less of a caricature and more of a tribute to the many hard-working folks Buddy had known in his youth. However, the Beverly Hillbillies was just one illustrious chapter in Buddy Ebsen's expansive career. Before Jed, he was already a name to reckon with. Ebsen's dancing skills in particular were legendary. In fact, many remember him dancing alongside the iconic Shirley Temple in movies during the 1930s. Furthermore, his initial brush with stardom was set to be in the role of the Tin Man in The Wizard of Oz. But a severe allergic reaction to the aluminum powder makeup for the character nearly cost him his life and resulted in him being replaced. Beyond the silver screen, Ebsen's resume included numerous roles on television. After the Beverly Hillbillies, he seamlessly transitioned into the titular role in Barnaby Jones, a detective series that showcased his versatility as an actor. No longer was he just the naive hillbilly, he was now a sharp-witted, keen-eyed detective, and audiences loved him for it. In personal life, Buddy Ebsen was a mosaic of talents. He wasn't just an actor, he was a published author, a skilled sailor, and a dedicated family man. As the years rolled on and his time in Hollywood began to wind down, Ebsen sought solace in simpler pleasures. He took to painting and even dabbled in sculpting, letting his creativity flow in diverse directions. Buddy Ebsen's exit from the world was reflective of the life he led, peaceful and graceful. On July 6, 2003, at the age of 95, Ebsen bid farewell, leaving behind a legacy that spanned multiple generations. His was a life that bore testament to the adage that it's never about the length but the depth of life that truly counts. Reflecting upon his journey, one can only marvel at the tapestry of roles Buddy Ebsen wove. From a dancing prodigy to the patriarch of the Clampett clan, to a keen detective, and finally to a serene artist, Ebsen's journey was nothing short of cinematic. And just like Jed, he left an indelible mark, reminding us of the simple joys and profound wisdom that life often presents in its unassuming moments. Nancy Culp. From journalism to comedy to politics. Nancy Culp's story is a striking narrative of a woman's journey that defied conventions and expectations. From journalism to Hollywood, and eventually into the realm of politics. Culp's life was a testament to her versatility, determination, and the spirit of always pushing one's boundaries. Before she ever appeared on screen, Nancy was carving out a niche for herself in the journalistic world. She embarked on her professional journey as a writer with the Miami Beach Tropics, delving into stories, interviewing personalities, and weaving narratives. With a sharp mind and a gift for words, it looked like journalism was her destined path. But fate, as is often the case, had other plans. Her arrival in Hollywood was somewhat of a twist. At first, her roles were minor, and her talent often overshadowed by the star-studded milieu of Hollywood's golden age. Yet, Culp's determination was unwavering, and it was her role as Miss Jane Hathaway in the Beverly Hillbillies that would catapult her to stardom. The prim, ever-efficient, and somewhat lovelorn secretary to banker Milburn Drysdale, Miss Hathaway was a character that audiences adored. Culp, with her impeccable comedic timing and unique screen presence, made Miss Hathaway a household name. Nancy's portrayal of Miss Hathaway was layered. On the surface, she was the no-nonsense secretary. But as the series progressed, Culp added depth to the character. She showcased Miss Hathaway's vulnerabilities, her affections for Jethro, and her constant efforts to bridge the gap between the Clampetts' hillbilly ways and Beverly Hills' sophistication. It was a role that required finesse, and Nancy Culp delivered in spades. But while Hollywood was a significant chapter in Nancy Culp's life, it wasn't the last. After her stint on the Beverly Hillbillies, she turned her attention to another passion: politics. Inspired by the need for change and equipped with the celebrity status she had gained, Culp set her sights on the U.S. House of Representatives. Running as a Democrat in Pennsylvania in 1984, her campaign garnered significant attention. Although she didn't secure a win, Culp's foray into politics was emblematic of her belief in always seeking new avenues and challenges. Life, however, wasn't always kind to Nancy Culp. Her battle with cancer was a testament to her enduring spirit and resilience. Even as she faced the toughest challenge of her life, she did so with grace and determination. Her public acknowledgement of her illness was brave and shed light on the importance of regular checkups and early detection. And though she succumbed to the disease in 1991, her fight against it was nothing short of heroic. Her life story serves as a powerful reminder of the endless possibilities that await when one refuses to be defined by convention or circumstance. Nancy Culp's legacy is not just that of a talented actress, but of a woman who embraced every twist and turn with grace, passion, and an unwavering spirit. She remains an inspiration, reminding us that life's journey can be as varied and vibrant as we dare to make it. Donna Douglas, the versatile Ellie Mae Clampett. In the world of the Beverly Hillbillies, Donna Douglas shimmered as Ellie Mae Clampett, the radiant, animal-loving daughter of Jed Clampett. With her signature pigtails, tomboy charm, and infectious southern twang, Ellie Mae was emblematic of the gentle spirit of the hills, even as she navigated the glamorous environs of Beverly Hills. But while the world primarily remembers Douglas for this iconic role, her life was a rich tapestry of diverse pursuits and passions. Donna Douglas began her journey in the entertainment world by winning beauty pageants in her home state of Louisiana. These early forays into the spotlight provided a glimpse of the charisma and talent she possessed. Her move to New York saw her dabbling in modeling and appearing in a plethora of television commercials. As she honed her skills and built her portfolio, Douglas's break in Hollywood came with appearances on series such as The Twilight Zone, before she landed her defining role on the Beverly Hillbillies. In Ellie Mae, Donna found a character that resonated deeply with audiences. Her portrayal was heartfelt, often bridging the comedy and sentimentality of the series. The genuine warmth Douglas brought to the role made Ellie Mae a beloved figure, not just a comedic foil. The character's affinity for critters showcased a softer side of the Clampett family, and it resonated with Donna's own love for animals. Beyond the bright lights of Hollywood, Douglas harbored other passions. One of these was her deep love for gospel music. She channeled her melodic voice into several gospel albums, blending her Southern roots with her spiritual beliefs. For Donna, gospel wasn't just a genre of music, it was an expression of faith and a testament to her personal journey with spirituality. Her renditions were heartfelt, capturing the essence of the gospel's message and the depth of her own convictions. Donna Douglas passed away in 2015, but her legacy is enduring. For many, she remains the vibrant Ellie Mae, lighting up the screen with her charm and wit. But for those who looked beyond, Douglas was a symbol of versatility, an actress, a singer, an author, and a beacon of hope in her fight against cancer. Donna Douglas's life was a testament to the power of perseverance, faith, and an undying spirit. As we remember her, we're reminded of a woman who lived life on her terms, unafraid of challenges, and always ready to embrace new horizons. She was the embodiment of Southern grace, Hollywood charm, and an unyielding spirit. Donna Douglas's journey, from the bayous of Louisiana to the glitzy world of Beverly Hills and beyond, serves as an inspiration, reminding us all of the boundless potential within us, waiting to be realized. Raymond Bailey, the greedy banker with a golden heart. Amidst the gaggle of colorful characters in the Beverly Hillbillies, Raymond Bailey's portrayal of Mr. Milburn Drysdale stands out. The money-obsessed yet deeply comical banker became an essential foil to the innocent Clampett family, illustrating the stark contrast between the sophisticated world of Beverly Hills and the simplicity of the hill country. But beneath the suit, the calculative demeanor, and the comical greed, Bailey brought depth, nuance, and warmth to the character, solidifying his place in the pantheon of memorable television figures. When one imagines a banker, a stiff, formal, and business-minded individual often comes to mind. But Mr. Drysdale, as portrayed by Bailey, was more than just his profession. While his incessant endeavors to safeguard the Clampett's millions provided the audience with endless laughs, there was more to him than just a caricature of avarice. He was an embodiment of Beverly Hills extravagance. And yet, beneath the layers of his pecuniary pursuits, viewers occasionally glimpsed a man who was genuinely fond of the Clampett clan, albeit in his own peculiar way. Raymond Bailey's impeccable comedic timing and ability to toe the line between over-the-top humor and subtle warmth were pivotal in making Mr. Drysdale such a multi-dimensional character. His interactions with other members of the cast, especially with Jane Hathaway, played by Nancy Culp, were a source of pure comedic gold. The dynamic between the overly serious banker and his ever-loyal, often exasperated secretary was nothing short of brilliant, with Bailey playing his part to perfection. Off the screen, Bailey's camaraderie with the cast members was notable. Despite the on-screen differences, the actors shared mutual respect and affection for one another. Stories from the set often recount Bailey's fatherly demeanor, guiding younger actors and offering them tips born out of his extensive acting experience. This juxtaposition of Bailey's real-life warmth with Mr. Drysdale's screen greediness painted the picture of an actor deeply dedicated to his craft, yet never losing his innate humanity. When Raymond Bailey passed away in 1980, the world didn't just lose a fantastic actor, it lost a man of character, integrity, and immense talent. His portrayal of Mr. Drysdale remains etched in television history, serving as a masterclass in comedic acting. Through his dedication to his role, Bailey illustrated that even characters designed for humor can have layers, depth, and a heart. In remembering Raymond Bailey, one is reminded of the duality of life, the laughter and the tears, the on-screen persona and the person behind the scenes, the golden moments of success and the dark shadows of challenges, Bailey's life and career stand as a testament to the beauty of resilience, the power of talent, and the indomitable spirit of an actor who gave his all, both on and off the screen. Max Baer Jr., the everlasting Jethro. There are roles that define an actor, and then there are roles that seem destined for an actor. For Max Baer Jr., Jethro Bodine was undoubtedly the latter. As the naive yet endearing nephew of Jed Clampett in the Beverly Hillbillies, Baer embodied the character with such natural charisma that it's hard to imagine anyone else in that role. While the show was a colossal hit, making household names of its stars, for Baer, Jethro was both a blessing and a double-edged sword. The character of Jethro, with his wide-eyed innocence and boundless enthusiasm, provided ample comic relief. Baer's portrayal resonated deeply with the audience, not just because of the humor, but due to the genuine warmth and authenticity he brought to the character. As the series progressed, Jethro's antics and dreams of different vocations, from a rock star to a spy, became some of the show's most memorable moments. Baer's ability to shift between these aspirations while keeping the core innocence of Jethro intact was a testament to his acting prowess. However, as often happens with roles that deeply resonate, Baer found himself inextricably linked with Jethro long after the show's conclusion. It's a familiar narrative in Hollywood. An actor becomes so identified with a single character that audiences find it challenging to separate the two. Despite his immense talent and versatility, Baer faced an industry that struggled to see past his portrayal of the lovable Jethro. This typecasting posed a challenge, limiting the roles he was offered and overshadowing his other achievements in the industry. Yet Baer was not one to be easily deterred. Instead of succumbing to the weight of typecasting, he sought out opportunities beyond acting. His post-Hillbillies endeavors were characterized by innovation and a keen business sense. Max Baer Jr. ventured into screenwriting, producing, and even directing. His efforts behind the scenes showcased a different side of his talent, revealing an astute understanding of the cinematic world. One of his most unique business endeavors was his aspiration to create a chain of Beverly Hillbillies-themed casinos. While the full dream never entirely materialized, the idea itself was indicative of Baer's knack for recognizing potential in unlikely places, blending his Hollywood past with a vision for business in the future. In the annals of television history, Jethro Bodine will forever remain an iconic character, and Max Baer Jr.'s portrayal will always be celebrated. But beyond the laughs and the memorable moments lies the story of an actor who, faced with the peculiar challenges of overwhelming success, chose to innovate, evolve, and keep moving forward. Max Baer Jr.'s journey from the screens of the Beverly Hillbillies to the boardrooms of business is a testament to the enduring spirit of an artist, the ability to adapt, and the ever-burning hope for a brighter tomorrow.